In the most optimistic scenario of a May return to normal, we expect to see a 2020 budget deficit of $61 million. To provide an example of how much this will hit our budget, a 1% increase in property taxes generates about $8 million in revenue. Even this optimistic scenario approximately equates to an 8% increase in property taxes on top of our regular projected increases. Or, if we don't increase property taxes, a corresponding reduction in staff and services, which can include long-term closures of facilities, reducing hours at libraries and community centers, cutting community grants, or worse. In a more likely scenario of an August 31st return to normal, we expect a total budget impact of $111 million, equivalent to a 14% extra property tax increase. In the worst case scenario of this crisis stretching until the end of December, we expect a total budget impact of $189 million, an equivalent to an extra 24% property tax increase. Now, these property tax increases are an example, and of course, they're impossible to contemplate, leading instead to service reductions, staff layoffs, and other measures, including impacts on essential services such as police and fire, which are funded by property tax without provincial help. The City Manager's report will be presented to Council next Tuesday, with Council faced with some very difficult decisions in the weeks and months to come. Our situation is extremely serious. We need help from the province. If we don't get provincial support, we will be forced to make more reductions to frontline services and, of course, additional layoffs. Right now, there is no program, no lifeline in place for local government. We do not qualify for the new federal wage subsidies, and yet we are counted on by senior levels of government to make sure public safety and essential services are maintained. And when the time comes for recovery, and it will, we can either have cities like ours ready to implement economic stimulus that creates jobs and kickstarts our economy, or we could be financially decimated and unable to move quickly, leading to a much slower recovery, costing even more people a chance at getting back to prosperity.